from our good friends at CNS News, and they are our good friends. Listen to this one. 18 states sue feds over expanding critical habitat to areas with no protected species. Oh, jeez. It's sick, but I can't help it. These are final rules. There's a final rule listing endangered and threatened species and designating critical habitat. They were published in the Federal Register on February 11, went into effect March 14. They expand the definition of critical habitat to include areas in which species presence or habitats are ephemeral in nature, or species presence is difficult to establish through surveys. In other words, there's no species there. The final rules are an unlawful attempt to expand regulatory authority and control over state land and waters, argues the multi-state lawsuit, which was filed November 29th, U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Alabama, against Interior Secretary Sally Jewell, Commerce Secretary Penny Pritzker, and the National Marine Fisheries and U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service by Alabama Attorney General Luther Strange. The final rules allow the services to declare areas occupied critical habitat that are not occupied by the species, and that could not support the species were it moved there, on the supposition that one day the essential physical and biological features might develop and the species might return. So in other words, they want to nationalize all real estate in this country. But what else would this do? It's possible that a species may find a piece of land that it's not currently inhabiting as habitable, even if it's uninhabitable. The final rules would allow the federal government, quote, to designate areas as occupied critical habitat, even when those areas are neither occupied nor contain those features, thus extending federal authority over areas where there may be only indirect or circumstantial evidence of occupation during some portion of the listed species' life history. Under this interpretation, the federal government could designate entire states, as I pointed out, or even multiple states as habitat for certain. This never ends. The totalitarian mindset of the left, it just never ends. This is exactly my point. Just incredible. So you just redefine stuff.